Hi there. You're listening to What's New Today, a kids and family podcast about current events shaping our world. This is Sangeeta, your host from India. And in every episode, I'm joined by a super curious child who loves to talk about one interesting news story. And the news stories we cover could be about sports, politics, business, or like in today, something very, very interesting about a new scientific, should I call it an invention? I don't know. Maybe it is. So, in today's episode, we're going to be discussing how scientists have come up with an idea of using cockroaches to help people who are trapped under buildings or rubble after an earthquake. So, if you're wondering, is this lady on this podcast a little bit mad? Is she really speaking something that sense? Can you use an insect to help people who are trapped under an earthquake? Well, just hold that thought. You might discover the answer to this question if I'm truly senile or if I'm absolutely insane by the end of this episode. But just bear with me because there is a super enthusiastic 8-year-old who joins me on this episode. And she will let you know if I have gotten completely mad or if what I'm saying makes a lot of sense. So let me introduce you to my co-host today.
Hi, I'm Nayra and I'm excited to turn 8 years old in just 20 days. I'm a student of Children's Academy, Thakur Complex in Mumbai. I am an avid reader and I am currently reading the biography of Walt Disney and do you know, you must be shocked on hearing this. Walt Disney designed Mickey Mouse when he was going on a train ride.
Wow, that's such an interesting inspiration. He probably saw all the funny things outside the window of his train and he got inspired. But what is funny outside a train that he got inspired to create Mickey Mouse?
No, he wasn't like artist, so he liked to make characters. So maybe he was bored and just started to make something. And then
yeah. So when you're going on a train ride, how do you keep yourself entertained?
Same way, like drawing something or just looking out the window for different things.
So maybe even Nayra will come up with a cartoon picture just like Walt Disney did, no?
Yeah.
What would you like to create? Would it also be a mouse or something else?
As per today, what topic we are talking about, I would like to design a rat named. I've not named it yet.
Oh, you have not named it yet. That's fine. When you do come up with the name of that rat and the picture that you're going to design, will you share it with me?
Yep.
I'd love to put it up on our Instagram page.
Yeah, and then I'm going to see it and I'm going to inspire my friends with it.
Wow. So you're already sure that you're going to be an inspiration to others.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love your confidence. Okay. So coming to our episode, Nayra, shall we begin this episode with a funny, silly quiz? So
yes.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the names of 3 animals. Okay.
Yes.
And I'd like you to think as crazily as you can. So there is no correct or wrong answer. I'd like to hear from you what you would like to use this animal for. Apart from the way people normally use them. Animals or birds, something I'll come up with. Just 3 of them, okay? Come up with your craziest way you would like to use this animal. Number 1. Are you ready?
Yes.
Awesome. Number 1, parrot.
When I grow up and then the children don't listen to me, I want to become a teacher. So when the children don't listen to me, I'm going to put the parrot and he's going to repeat my sentences.
So you will become a teacher, and when you get tired of repeating the lines, you use the parrot as the way you can control your class. Brilliant idea. Okay, second, ant.
I would like to use ant for
old is your sister?
5.
And you're the slightly evil older sibling who would like to traumatize the younger one with an ant biting friend.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. They like when I'm writing the answer, she says, "Give me a pencil or do something like that," and I'm thinking of the answer, and she interrupts me in between.
Yeah, that is not done, no? Especially when someone's interrupting your deep thought when you're 8 years old. You shouldn't be asking, someone shouldn't interrupt and ask you for a pen or a pencil.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Yeah, I know. Okay. That's a brilliant use for an ant. I like it. I love it, in fact. Okay. What about a horse?
Horse, I can use it in like, my teacher is teaching we need air, and teacher is saying that this using too many vehicles for going to the same place is a cause of air pollution. So maybe you can just take 3 people on a ride, and I'll get to ride a horse as well. So
wow, so the horse will be your new mode of carpooling. Yeah, and the kids would love to go to school if they had to go on a horse, right?
Yeah.
All kids would look forward to going to school then.
Yeah.
Brilliant, Nayra. I love all your ideas. All right. So we'll jump into today's story. And I know you've done a lot of reading and researching, and I think also watching some videos on YouTube about the topic. So the first thing is, do you want to describe this new cockroach cyborg that the Japanese scientists have invented? Can you tell me what you know about it?
Yeah, so whenever there's an earthquake, the whole earth starts shaking. So many things might fall down and the skyscrapers can crumble down. These cockroaches, because they are fast and they are very agile, so scientists have put the solar panels, and it is like a walkie-talkie and a remote control car, and so they will control the cockroach, and the cockroach will tell them where in the rubble and debris where exactly a human is there.
Is there also a camera attached to the cockroach?
Yeah.
So when the scientists are using their remote control and they are guiding the cockroach as to where to go under the debris, they can actually see whatever is trapped under. Is that how they locate the person, the location where the person is trapped?
Yeah, because when the building crumbles down, there is a lot of rubble and debris, because not one floor has crumbled, the whole building has crumbled down.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So for a human to go and try and locate where somebody else is trapped is very difficult. So
yeah.
What can a cockroach do that a human can't?
Yeah, that cockroach can locate it very agile. Like I said, they are very agile animals, so they can go quickly. Now what the humans will do is they will go to each and every rubble and debris and pick up each and everything. That will take a lot of time. So if I'm going there and searching for the people, but the people are stuck here, so that will take a lot of time for me to cover this whole portion.
Oh, so it's faster to locate somebody who's stuck if a cockroach goes with a little camera attached to it. So how is this cockroach powered? How does it get at some point the battery in your remote control car will die, right? So how does the battery on the cockroach's camera and the walkie-talkie and all, how does that not die?
Yeah, the cockroach has a solar powered cell on it.
Yeah. Do you know how thick this whole backpack on top of the cockroach is? Because what you're saying is it's pretty much like a backpack that is strapped on a cockroach, but it's really very light. It's got a solar powered cell, and then It has a tiny little camera also attached to it. You know, all in, how thick is this backpack? Do you know that?
Not quite.
This backpack is not really very thick. Can you, if you want, just take one strand of your hair in your between your two fingers. Just one strand, okay? Only one strand.
Yeah.
Have you touched it and felt it?
Yeah, it is like nothing.
It's almost like nothing, right?
Yeah.
The backpack on the cockroach is even thinner than that one strand of hair.
Seriously?
Yeah.
It's like you can. I cannot even imagine that. Like
Yeah.
something like it is very mind-boggling.
I agree. It really is very hard for us to imagine something that thin strapped on a cockroach, because a cockroach is by itself a very light creature.
Very light creature.
So you don't want to burden it with a heavy backpack. So they had to make a camera, a solar powered cell, and this whole walkie-talkie business. All this had to be loaded on that thinner backpack. That's amazing, right?
Yeah, and it reminds me of my experience that it is I go to school, so teachers are expecting me to carry a lot of textbooks and the spirals. So because I'm a human, I can carry that. Now if I put that weight on a cockroach, it will die.
Yeah, I know. Thankfully, cockroaches don't go to school, so they haven't been trained to carry heavy backpacks yet.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do you know what kind of cockroach the scientists have used for this?
Yes. Yeah. The Madagascar species have been used for this cockroach project.
Why have they chosen the Madagascar species?
Yeah, because they have chosen it because the other cockroaches are very, very tiny. And this Madagascar cockroach is big. It is the biggest species of cockroaches.
And also, I believe the Madagascar cockroach is capable of turning itself or flipping itself.
Yeah.
Have you seen a cockroach that lies on its back?
Yeah.
Will it be easily able to flip itself and stand upright?
No.
But the Madagascar cockroach,
it has the ability to flip itself.
Yeah, imagine if you go under an earthquake rubble and you can't flip itself, you'll be stuck there, no? Poor thing. So that's why they've used the Madagascar cockroach. Brilliant. So now I also know that you have read a little bit about another species of an animal that was used many years ago to help humans. Which species is that?
Rats! Hero rats.
Yeah. Can you tell me about the hero rats?
Yeah, the rats, like we have all seen rats, and the rats are very agile. First, the hero rats are taught to scratch the ground when they find a landmine. Landmine is a small weapon kind of thing, and it's a bomb. So if anyone steps on it, there's a 1/4 part outside, and they have used leaves and all the other surroundings to cover it so that it is not seen. And there's a small safety pin that acts like a security. So when we remove that safety pin, it is activated. So then if anyone steps on it, that bomb will blast, and it will become that the person can get injured or something.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. People can get injured. That's right. So when do people use landmines?
People use landmines when they are in a war, and there are 100 million landmines which are activated and unattended. That means they can blast anytime.
The continent with the most number of landmines is Africa.
Yeah. But it is sad that Africa has also the most number of animals. So the animals also can get injured.
When people placed all these landmines during war is over. Now, after the war is over, there may still be many landmines there. So people who are owners of that land, or if it's forest area or an agricultural land, if you were a farmer, would you go inside your land and start growing crops there?
No, I would be very careful, and if it becomes serious in my mind, then I will go away from there.
If you're very scared, you would just go away from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So people who own land, they can't even grow their own crops, right?
Yeah.
So the governments in many of these countries, they try to send people and they slowly scar the land inch by inch with a small metal detector. What is the solution with the super interesting solution? Do you want to talk about with rats?
Yeah, so the interesting solution, which is the interesting part of this episode, is that the hero rats have been trained to scratch the ground when they find a mine because it has a developed sense of smell. So, of its nose is very, very powerful, and so when it's going sniffing and then it finds a mine, so it just scratches the ground. And as for a rat, it is only going to sniff out the TNT chemicals, and it is going to scratch the ground.
Thank you. That was a beautiful description of how the rat can sniff out the places where these landmines might potentially be there without the rats themselves getting harmed also, right?
Yeah.
Then people who know how to deactivate the landmines will quickly rush to that spot, deactivate the landmine. So the rats will clear out the landmine super fast, and the farmers or the owners of the land can go ahead and start using the land without any fear. Correct?
Yeah.
Wow, I absolutely loved this. Researching about these rats and these cockroaches used in such a positive manner. We would have never imagined, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that brings us to the next interesting part of today's episode.
Quiz time. Let's see how well you listen.
Question 1. Which continent has the largest number of landmines in the world?
Africa.
Question 2. How thick is the backpack on top of the cockroach? Is it thicker than my thumb finger or thinner than my thumb finger?
It is very, very thin than your thumb finger. It is just like a blade of hair.
Next question. When Nayra grows up, she wants to become a teacher. Which creature would she like to carry with her to class so that she doesn't have to repeat her lines?
Parrot.
Hey, it's Friday and we have a riddle for you from Nayra.
What is black and white and red all over?
But in today's episode, I'm going to try and answer this riddle myself, and I don't know if I'm going to be right. So, Nayra, tell me, is this black and white and red all over? Is it a worm or an insect, like a ladybird?
No.
Okay. Is it when I get hurt on my head and I have black hair and white hair and a little bit of blood comes out? So it's black and red. Is that the answer?
No.
No? Okay, can you give me the answer?
The answer is a newspaper.
Okay, where's the red? I know the newspaper is black ink. The paper is white. Where's the red?
The red is a homophone. So we read, and the past tense of read is red. And red, they are the homophones. Red color and red all over. So
wow, that's such an interesting one. So the newspaper is black and white and I read it all over. So it's red all over.
yeah.
Wow, that's a very interesting riddle. Thank you so much, Nayra.
You're welcome.
And that brings us to the end of this episode. How did you enjoy recording this?
I enjoyed thoroughly.
Why do you like to know about current events?
Because they are my favorite subject in school is GK and current events is GK, like that.
Oh, wow. Okay. So before I let you go, Nayra, would you like to recommend any episodes that you really enjoyed listening to on this channel?
I would recommend the episode 55, and it is about how cheetahs was brought back to India from Africa. Like I said, Africa has the most number of animals.
Yeah. On our Prime Minister's birthday, recently, all these cheetahs were finally flown over on a big aeroplane.
I listened to that episode, and then at the same day I went to my friend's house and saw it on television that
they
were running very fast, like this.
The cheetahs?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, yeah. So when do you listen to the podcasts?
I listen to them mostly while sleeping at night and while getting up and doing all my routine like brushing and bathing. So mom says that when you will listen and do it, then you will do your work faster, because then you'll have to then you will want to sit and listen to it because it is so interesting.
Oh, wow. I'm so glad you find these episodes so interesting. Okay. Thank you so much, Nayra. I had such a blast recording with you, and I look forward to having you on the show again.
I also want to come again.
Oh, lovely. You're most welcome. And that brings us to the end of this episode. If you enjoyed listening to my banter with Nayra, please do click the follow or subscribe button on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you're listening to. And please do leave us a rating and a review. That really helps us understand how much you enjoyed these episodes. And if you're like Nayra, a curious child who'd like to come on this show and speak about one interesting news story, you can click on a link in the show notes below, which will help you register to become a part of this show.
Thanks for listening.